Bridget Bartlett here with visionmarketinganddesign.com, and today we are live inside of our training where we are live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to have your questions asked, you can join me on my YouTube channel. Just search for Bridget Bartlett and you will find it. Okay, so today what we're going to do is actually talk about how to create a workflow inside of HighLevel. So HighLevel is the suite of tools that we use inside of our training program, where I can teach you either to promote your own business or to become an agency owner and use those same skills to help others promote their business. Okay, so you can see here that I have a new layout of this website. This is, of course, not our official website, but I'm trying to streamline this process in transition because our official launch is December 1st. We're still transitioning and moving everything over and all of that. And so I get a lot of questions. And one of the cool things, because, I'm always transparent with you guys, is one of the things about being in transition is you understand the questions that your target audience has. Okay. So I get a lot of questions from people, and it's very, very useful to me as the agency owner because I am able to formulate my offer in a way that makes sense, that answers those questions right away. Okay. So definitely people get confused on what's the difference. And honestly, if I was just white labeling the tools like most people do with HighLevel, it would definitely be a lot more clear because you would just be signing up for the tools and then I would help you use them in your business and marketing and all that. And that is the approach that I take, whether you're a coach and you're like, look, I don't want to be an agency. I just want to coach doing what I do, and I need tools to do that. Okay. So if you are that person, all you need is the tools. Okay. That's all you need. You don't need to create your own HighLevel account unless you just want to, unless there's, reasons. Like if you're a coach, for example, like I'm a coach, I want to provide tools for my team. Okay. I want us all using the same suite of tools because that makes it easier for you guys. But also it helps me to be able to share things with my team and all of that. Okay. So, it really is beneficial for me as a coach to even have my own HighLevel account. Okay. But also I do have local business clients. So I need to position HighLevel in a way that is going to be the solution for both groups of people. Okay. So that's where the messaging gets really confusing. So I am, as I work through this process, I am trying to clarify that as much as possible. So I actually just created this kind of sort of like simple opt-in page. Okay. So how can I help you? Okay. Like I said, if you just want to use the tools, what you need to do is click here. Okay. This is going to take you to our main website where you've seen this before, but you'll notice I did remove the HighLevel. Okay. And that's because it just confuses people. And people are like, well, why, what's the difference between your program and HighLevel? And it's basically a world of difference. It's the same tools, but you get different features, right? So if you just want to use the tools, you can join for $47, get access to all the tools. You sign up for Twilio for credits. You can sign up for use your own SMTP servers to send emails. So you don't really I've totally deactivated the credit system. So it's not even credits. You're just responsible. If you're worried about email delivery or any of that stuff, you're responsible for all that. So it really, as the agency owner, it takes that burden away from me, but also it enables you to literally send as many emails and credits and things that you want to. You're never going to pay me for that. You just use like Bluehost. It says that I can send 90,000 emails a day. Okay, so this is, you guys, an incredible value because for example, if you're using Bluehost, you can send 90,000 emails a day. Nothing that I do with emails is going to affect your delivery rate. It's totally up to you and how you maintain it. So that is a huge, huge benefit. This plan is going to go up a minimum of $97 as of December 1st when we officially launch. So if you're interested, and that $97 plan will not include all the tools. So if you want to get on board, maybe you're like, I don't know if HighLevel's for me, at least sign up for the $47 plan so you can start learning the tools and then you can figure that out. Okay. But of course, you'll get access to our our training and the Q&As and the social media content and all that stuff we provide. Okay, so let me go back here. If you're someone, you're like, I love the team vision, I love all the training, but I need my own HighLevel account. If you click this link here, you will go to my HighLevel affiliate link. You can grab a 14-day trial. You can choose here what plan works best for you. If you use my affiliate link, you'll still get a Team Vision account so that you can access. We have our own support system. We have a knowledge base. We have lots of training and resources and things for you. So you definitely will get your own free Team Vision account for using my affiliate link. But I just want to briefly explain to you the differences. So the agency starter kit or account is $97. You cannot create sub accounts. This is for your agency only. You cannot give access to your clients at all. So I just want to make that very, very clear. And you will, of course, need to provide your own support. Now, I mean, you will have HighLevel, but on the $297 plan, you will be responsible for your own support. For your clients and all of that. Okay, so a lot of times that's not that big of a deal, but I just want to make sure that you understand exactly the difference in the plans. Okay, so there's a lot of value in Team Vision. Even if you create one of these plans here and you have a question and it's client related or whatever that has to do with the sub account, you can definitely just go to your Team Vision account and search the knowledge base, or you can submit a support ticket and they can answer that. The support system was actually recommended to me by the CEO of HighLevel, so it's a very reputable support system. They definitely know a lot more than I do, so definitely dive in there. Okay, so into the workflows. Super, super exciting. If you've missed the training this week, we talked about how to create a lead magnet funnel using HighLevel. We use a Google My Business guide. So we are attracting local business clients. And the call to action in the funnel is to actually book an appointment. Okay. But we all know that you need a follow-up process, right? We've already built the funnel. We created that first email to send, to deliver the ebook. And now we may want to create a follow-up sequence, okay? But with HighLevel, we can do a lot more than just sending an email or a series of emails, okay? We can actually send a combination of calls and texts and emails so that we can make sure that they are getting the information. But when you send a text or a call, that's like disruptive marketing, okay? We get thousands of emails a day, so they kind of get lost in the shuffle. Also, if you don't have a great email reputation, maybe they don't get opened, they're not clicking, so they're not seeing your information. But if you can follow up in multiple different forms, that is definitely going to increase your conversions and the conversions of your clients. So I do want to say hello to my team here. So hello, Maria. Hello, Trends Marketing. Hello, Linwood and Accent WebNet. Hello. Hello, Frankie. Nice to see you all. Hello, Alfredo and Passive Income, which is Shawana, I remembered. Okay, so let's actually talk about this. Now, I did kind of talk about this a little bit yesterday when we were creating that one email. We created a trigger, which triggers are basically like an in-house Zapier within HighLevel. Okay, so there's lots of things you can create triggers for, but we actually just created a trigger to send one single email. But you may want to create a campaign. You may actually want to use a webhook to send the information someplace else, and then maybe you need to call them, and then maybe you want to then start a campaign. Okay, so there's lots of different things that you may want to do besides just sending a campaign. Okay, so that is what we want to do with this workflow. Okay, but to understand the workflows, you really do need to understand the campaigns. Okay, so let me just talk about this a little bit. One of the things that I really, really love about this, and just side note, if you have a Team Vision account, you have all of these templates already in your account. Okay, so you have all kinds of sales funnels and websites and basically everything that's available on the agency account, I have provided for you guys inside your Team Vision account. So you have all of those workflows and templates and all of those things. Okay, so inside of your campaigns, you'll see these here. Now, there's a cold outreach campaign. I just wanted to kind of show you how this goes. Okay, so you have email 1 and you have email 1B or 1A, 1B. So basically, they're giving you a choice. Okay, if you click edit here, you'll see that they already have everything auto-populated and they use tags, so it's basically done for you, okay? As long as, your location name is set correctly, it's using the username, and it's going to pull in the company, the contact company name, contact first name. It's going to pull in all of that information already because it is using those tags, okay? So if you wanted one of these emails instead of the other, you could just remove it. Also, you'll see that it goes right away, 0 minutes, 0 minutes, and then 2 days later, you'll receive another email, and of course, it's filled out for you using all the tags. Okay, so if you wanted to configure any of these campaigns, all right, you can add the users here. Okay, so you may have multiple users, and this is another reason that I tell you guys, you can host clients within your Team Vision account. Okay, but if you do that, you're limited to some of the features because, for example, if it's pulling in, if you're using the web chat, it can only be connected to one account. Okay. If you're using like the reputation management, it can only be connected to one account. So I just want to make it as clear as possible because I do get this question a lot. It is not, this platform is not designed for you to use a sub account as an agency. Okay, the platform is designed for agencies who want to provide sub accounts for their clients to get access all in one place to all of the tools. Okay, so it's only designed for one client. However, it is possible to use this account to host your clients, but you will have to add additional users. You'll have to make sure that you're keeping the tags sorted. It may get confusing in the conversations, especially if you have, you can only have one Facebook account connected and Google My Business and all. So it'll get really, really confusing. I don't recommend it. If you are going to host clients on your sub account, you really are limited to websites and funnels. Okay. I really would not recommend any of the other features because, like I said, it's not designed for a sub account to be used as an agency. Okay. So again, I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, so I'm going to choose myself here because I'm my only user. And then you can choose, what's the next campaign. We can choose any of these things. You want to add like your from address, but make sure that it's the same from address that the user has in their profile. Okay, because this will actually, especially if you're using, if your lead is using like Google, it might say that it looks suspicious because this email address is coming from another email address. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you understand whatever, for better deliverability, whatever email that you're using here for your user that you also use in the from email. Okay. You can also give your lead a value if you want to, and you can add tags. You can allow, multiple or stop on a response, and you can even choose a start date. Okay, so this is how you're going to set the campaign. These are like the campaign settings. And then, of course, you have your actions up here. You can copy the campaign or you can publish it. So after you've gotten everything created and you've gotten it customized and all that, you want to publish it. Okay, so that is basically the campaign level. All right, so once you have campaigns created, now we can go to the next phase. Okay, so we talked about triggers first, and we talked about campaigns, and now let's talk about workflows. So if I click here to create a new workflow, you'll see that you already have these templates available. Okay, so you can choose from one of the campaigns. If you wanted to start with that, you can start from scratch. There's a recipe for appointment confirmation, reminder, survey, request, review. There's a recipe here for Google My Business, so you can notify users and auto respond to Google My Business messaging. So you can see again why If you're trying to use your Team Vision account for clients, you're not going to be able to use some of these things because it only allows one Google My Business account. Okay. So you won't be able to do this on any other account. So I highly recommend, if you want to use the platform for clients, to create your own HighLevel account. Okay. So again, we have recipe for appointment booking, recipe for list reactivation. So it says it's an incredible way to generate leads for any business with a list, requires no ad spend, and AI filters positive responses. Okay, so this is an incredibly intelligent system. All right, you guys, this is the platform that multi-million-dollar campaigns are run on. Okay, lots and lots of people run their campaigns on this platform because it's reliable, because it's so good, and because it has things like AI filters where you can say, you don't need to put in like yes, sure, okay, because it recognizes all of those and then it counts it as a positive response. Okay. You also have the birthday template. So if you want to send people maybe a gift card on their birthday, you can do that here. Also, there's a Facebook Messenger. So it says when an inbound Facebook message is waiting, reply and remove pending tag, or will prompt the lead to share phone number in 30 minutes. Okay, so talk about automation, you guys. This is automation at its finest. You can also, if you miss a call from a lead, you can reply to them automatically and notify the assigned user to get back as soon as possible. You can create a recipe for appointment confirmations and follow-up reminders. You can also create a recipe to send review requests. This is incredible when you're dealing with clients who have a local business, because they need, one of the most important things that you can do for especially local business, but really any business, is to get reviews. As customers, we do not like to be the first person to try a service or product. We like to see what other people have thought when they tried it, and then we make our buying decision based on that. Okay, so it's really, really important that you have not just good reviews, but a lot of reviews, because you will get the occasional person who's either a troll, they're your competition, or they just have some unfounded. You could be the best business owner in the world, and you could have one person who's just highly upset over something, and they decide to take it out on you and leave you a negative review. Okay, so it takes a lot of reviews to counter that negative review. So if you have, 150 5-star reviews and then you get one negative review, it's not going to be as dramatic as if it's the only review you have. Okay. So you need to drive home to your clients, or if it's your own business, it's really, really, really important for those reviews. Once you build up those reviews, then you're able to actually charge more money. Okay, you're going to make more money because people are going to immediately choose you. Google's going to put you at the top of the search results because you have the most reviews. It thinks that people want to see your business first, but also it helps to establish that trust right away, okay? Because people can see what others experience by dealing with your business. And then we have a recipe fast 5. It says the odds of closing a deal decrease dramatically after 5 minutes. This workflow delivers the ultimate first 5-minute lead nurture, okay? So this is actually the one that I wanted to show you today. So to choose this, I'm just going to click that. I'm going to go to create new workflow. So you'll see this is actually way more advanced than just an email follow-up sequence, okay? And, we haven't talked about some of these things yet, but if you've checked out any of the training inside of your support, which let me show you here. Oh, I can't show you on this account, but if you need support inside your Team Vision account, or if you are in your HighLevel account, you can actually go up here. It won't show now, but in the top right-hand corner, you'll see a circle with a question mark. That's your support, okay? So you want to click there if you have any questions. All right, so this is an opportunity. Now you have this is one of the beautiful things about HighLevel, again, is that it's not just about collecting leads, okay? Leads are great, but you could have 10 million leads, and if you're not following up with them appropriately in a timely manner, then those 10 million leads are going to stay 10 million leads, and you're not going to be earning income. Okay, so you need to have a system in place, not just for lead generation, but lead nurturing, because that's how you're going to get them from a lead to a customer. And then that's also how you're going to keep them as a customer for years to come. Okay, the years to come is when you're really going to make your money from that customer or that client, right? You can run paid ads. Statistically, it's like $40, $20 to $40 to acquire a new customer. So if they only spend $20 to $40 with your business, then now you've really broken even. So to make the money from that customer or get a better return on your ad spend, you need to follow up with your leads. You need to nurture them. Every single email is a potential sale if you do it the right way. Okay. So let me see. Karen has a question. Do we have to create a HighLevel account even though we already are members? No, Karen, that's what I was saying. You don't, if you want to just use the tools, you don't need to create a HighLevel account. But if you want to create an agency, you need to have your own HighLevel account. Okay. Within, this is the, so when you create your workflow, okay, you want to basically tell it what to do. All right. So this is the very first step of the workflow. So we have a new trigger. All right. Now we can choose that trigger, whatever we want it to be. The trigger type is going to be CRM. You can see here, you guys, that we are already getting the Shopify integration. I'm seeing things about Shopify. So that is super, super cool. I cannot wait to get the Shopify integration, because what that means is we can actually be resellers of Shopify, just like WordPress. So how many people love Shopify? It's the #1 e-com builder on the planet, right? So why not have the best? Just like WordPress is the best, maybe not as drag and drop friendly as the HighLevel builder, but definitely we want the best if we're going to, if we're going to give our clients the best, we need to have the best, okay? So this is actually going to trigger from the CRM, and then now we can choose a workflow trigger here. So we can say when they schedule an appointment, birthday reminder, call status, contact change, contact D&D, which means they said, I don't want to be contacted anymore. We also can, when you add a contact tag, it says, please use contact change trigger instead. I guess so I guess this is depreciated. That's the new one. Custom date reminder, customer booked appointment. So we can choose any of these things to trigger this workflow. Okay, so what's going to be the first thing that happens that we want to trigger this workflow? So in our funnel, we actually want to trigger on a form submitted. Okay, so they fill out the form, and then we want this workflow to trigger. Okay, so we'll just choose form submitted, but of course you have all of these other options here available to you. So let's just choose form submitted. And of course you can choose the filters. So let's choose, you can choose any of these options here, or you can say, we just want a specific form. So let's just choose, we'll say submit request. Okay. So what we're telling the system is, anytime that someone submits the form that we have called submit request, I want this workflow to start. Okay. So I'm going to click save trigger. Now I have said, this is what I want to do. Okay, so I could also choose another one. Okay, so I can have multiple triggers that start this workflow if I wanted to. So I have, when the form is submitted, that specific form, I want it to create an opportunity. That's what the next step is. Okay, now of course I could create these from scratch. I can do anything that I wanted to, but I just wanted to show you how this is done, because this is what they use for campaigns. Okay, this is tried and true campaigns. This is not theoretical. This is really how it's done. Okay, so they share all of these things with you inside of HighLevel. You guys have this all available in your account. Okay, so the first thing that we want to happen when they submit the form, this is what we're telling the workflow to do. We want this workflow to create an opportunity. Okay, so an opportunity is basically a card within your pipeline. So let's say you have a pipeline and it has like lead, appointment, sent contract, and then onboarded. Okay, so maybe that was your pipeline. So what it would do is you would select that pipeline. Like, let's say my pipeline is marketing audit, and then I want to choose what stage within this pipeline do I want the person who filled this form out to go to. Okay, so let's say I want it to create an opportunity in the pipeline called marketing audit leads, and the stage within that pipeline is going to be called new leads. Okay, so I have a tag here that is opportunity name is going to be called the contact name. Okay, this can actually be anything that you want it to be, and you can change that tag here. There's tons of options. You can have the username, appointment, calendar, all these different things. Okay. So then the opportunity source, again, same thing. We're just going to call this contact source. That's the tag. So it's going to auto populate, but you can make the source anything here that you wanted to do. You can also give a lead value. A lot of times, you like to say, okay, if they've entered in this form, we're going to give them, this certain value, but if they do this, we're going to give them this value. So you can really start to build out and make that pipeline very specific. And honestly, for most businesses, unless you use like a standardized form like this, most businesses are really going to kind of maybe start someplace and then tweak things as it goes on. So that's another thing that as the agency owner, that you can help them with. Maybe once every couple months, you want to come in and dive into their account and see, really we could improve on this by doing this and this and this. And then you contact your client and say, hey, I was just checking this out. I really think if we added this and this, that we could get a higher conversion. And they will always do that, because when you could say, and it's only going to cost $5,000, but if you tell the client, hey, I really think we could double your sales if we do this, well, they're thinking, okay, if my sales are $10,000, we could double it. That'd be $20,000. And you're asking me for $5,000. So it's a no-brainer. Okay. Business owners don't care so much about the money as they care about the ROI. All right. So again, this is another way, you having the ability to track this. It's another way of you being able to upsell. Okay. So we also have the status here. You can change it to open, won, lost, abandoned. You can also allow the opportunity to move to any previous stage in the pipeline, and you can allow duplicate opportunities if you saw a need for that. Okay. Here, we're going to offer a claim confirmation email. Okay, so here is what we're calling this trigger here. We're going to send an email. It's going to say the location name and the from name. We're going to send from the location email. So these are just default tags. We're going to have the subject line of this email to be offer confirmation. We can choose any templates that we have available that we've created inside the templates, and we can also formulate our email here. Okay, so you can see tags are used a lot because, when you have a system like this where you have other team members, other users, you have lots of people diving in here, really using those tags is going to save a lot of time, because you may get a new user. Maybe you have the same workflow, but you have different users working on that workflow. So again, it just depends on your business and how you set this up. But again, lots of options are better than no solution, right? Okay, so this is the email. Okay, so now just to catch you up on what we've done so far, okay, and you can also look at the statistics here. This is, again, another powerful thing as an agency owner that we have the ability to track, okay? So we can look at this campaign and we can say, for some reason, people just keep dropping off at this point, like everybody gets this email, they open it up, but for some reason, when they get to this text message, they keep dropping off. And we can tell that here, how many were delivered, how many were opened. Maybe we want to change the way that we're writing the text or something like that, right? So Also tells you how many are bouncing. So every step here has this statistic option here. So you can actually view all statistics and look at all the different options. And it'll also tell you if this was live, it would have like a little icon here that would say like this many people went to this step, and then this many people went to this step. So really it's very technical, but they put it in a way that just makes it easier to build out and to, it's one thing, the hardest part of this should be creating the workflow, right? It should be you saying, okay, when they submit this form, first what we want to do is create an opportunity. We're going to add this in the pipeline, and here's what our pipeline is going to be. Then we need to send them our first email to confirm their claim or offer or whatever. Then we need, so the actual copy of all of these things should take a lot more time than actually building it out, okay? That's going to be the difference between quality tools and cheap tools, all right? So you can either spend time or you can spend money. I prefer at this level in my business, I need to save time, okay? I'm only one person. I can only do so much. So everywhere that I can automate is definitely a way for me to save time, because time equals money, okay? If I don't have the time to do it, I'm either going to have to hire someone or I'm going to have to find a way to automate, all right? So I'm all about the automation. So that it's just a no-brainer, right? So the next thing here is we have this wait option, all right? When you send a text message, you don't ever want to do it right away. All right. This could get your phone number kind of dinged because it just seems spammy. But it's always best practice to wait at least a minute or two until you send, from your last text message to another text message. You want to wait a minute or two just for that validity. You don't want to really be so spammy. So after you've waited for, it says wait for a reply or 2 minutes. Okay, so let me click there again. Wait for a reply or 2 minutes. So you can see here, reply to, and then we have this option here, and then it can time out in 2 minutes. All right, so that's how that is set up. Now, when they reply, what the AI is going to do is it's going to determine, was it a positive reply or was it a negative reply? So if they use words like, yes, that's awesome, sure, can't wait, or something like that, it's going to perceive that as a positive reply. But if it's something like, no, or I hate you, or something like that, it's going to perceive that as a no, okay? And then it's actually going to automatically call, okay? So it wants to connect a call. So this says here, if the contact has been assigned to a user, this event will call the user and play the whisper message. Okay, so a whisper message is basically like you have a phone call from the recipe past 5 workflow, if that's what you wanted to say, right? Right now it says you have a new lead from contact name, press any key to connect with contact first name. Okay, so if this was your agency or if this was your phone number you wanted them to call, if their intent in the reply was negative, you want them to call you, okay? Or it's actually going to call, and it's going to call you. So it's going to call them. It's going to call, actually, let me clarify. It's going to call you. And then it's going to say you have a new lead from, and then it's going to say contact name, press any key to continue. And then when you do, it's going to call them. Okay. So, that, you guys, oh my gosh, it's like having your own sales team, your own like receptionist who is manning all of this. Okay. And it's not just awesome for your own business, but think of what you can set up for clients and think of the service that you can provide for them without actually having to do this, okay? If you wanted to take on a client where you did all of this for them, it would have to be 24 hours a day. You would have to be sitting by your phone or your computer 24 hours a day to be able to provide this level of service to them. But since you can automate it, you could have 1 million clients and they would all receive excellent service, and you can just sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. So you can set it up for your client, you can set it up for your agency. This is how this works, okay? So we're taking this lead generation to the next level. All right. So let's say we send a voicemail. Okay. So we call, we're going to send a voicemail. All right. Now you can record your voicemail here if you want to. Let's play this and see what it says. Okay, so I think that's just a sample. That's interesting, though. But you would want to upload, and you guys can do like MP3 files. I mean, every phone has a recorder. You can just record it on your phone and upload the file in MP3. So you could do that there. You could also wait a day, and then, so here's a time delay. And then you can choose whatever you want to. Maybe you want to send another email. Maybe you want to click here and you can do any of these things. Maybe you want to send an Instagram DM or manually send them a text message or an email. You could manually call them. You could add a contact. Maybe you want to move them to like a not interested list. Remove from the workflow. Remove from all workflows. Remove from opportunity. You can even move them to another opportunity. You could add to Google Analytics. You can do all of these things. Maybe you want to add them to a course or something, or maybe you just want to trigger a workflow. So tons and tons of options. It's really, you would be hard pressed to find something that it didn't do. Okay. So those are all for the no's. Okay. So if they reply with something positive, okay, so they reply yes. And then was the reply positive? Yes. So we're going to send them a text message with our booking link. Okay. So the text message is going to say, great, here's the link to book. Grab any day and time that works for you. Now, this is not just for your business too, right? You can see how for your business, like for example, I have the agency, and when you're selling high ticket services, what you really want to do is have people book with you. That's why this is, laid out like this. But also, if you are running campaigns for clients like a dentist or maybe a pharmacy, you're trying to get them to book their vaccine or something like that. This is how you would want to set all of this up for them so that you can then run that campaign and everything is automated. You could even run a generic campaign about get your COVID vaccine, click here to book. And then you could use that same campaign for multiple clients. Okay, so that's something that you want to consider as well. All right. Also, you could, if the reply was negative here, you could actually send an internal notification to someone on your team. Okay. So maybe you want to manually follow up with them or something like that. Okay. So these are all of not all of them, but I wanted to show you this. I wanted to explain to you really how powerful this platform is. It's not just sending emails. It's not just text messaging. It's not just phone calls. It's combining all of those tools to work together in a seamless way that's easy to put together, easy to troubleshoot, but incredibly powerful. Okay. So what happens, right? What happens after all of this? What's going to happen is they're going to go through that workflow, and then you're also going to see and I can't click on this because I don't want you to see all of the conversations with other people and invade their privacy. But you click on this conversations tab. Let me go to a training account here and I'll show you the conversation. So if you click on the conversations tab here, and there isn't any right now, but oh, I do have a Jane Doe in here to show you. So when you get that lead, okay, not only are you going to be able to track it in the workflow, but you're going to track it in the conversations tab. So let's say in that workflow, it said that it's going to send an email, and then we're waiting for a response, and then it's going to call them. All of those things are going to show up in this conversations tab under your client's profile. Okay. The profile is created when they fill out the opt-in form, and then everything is tracked with their phone number and email. All right. So this client received a email. If I wanted to respond, I could just click reply. I could send them a text message. I could actually call them here. I could call directly from my browser if I wanted to. Let me Get rid of that. I could also call here. I could send an email. I could add a tag. I could change them to do not disturb. I could also click here to add them to another campaign or workflow. Okay. So maybe they responded and they're like, oh, I'm so glad. I was just looking for someone to do my marketing, but I have a weight loss supplement. And do you guys work with any of that? Maybe I have a campaign that is designed specifically for people who are interested in promoting a health supplement or weight loss or something like that. I could click here and I could add them to that campaign, and automatically they will receive all the information about how to promote a weight loss supplement on whatever, right? Tons and tons of options. You can also click here to create an opportunity. So we talked about opportunities and pipelines. If you wanted to manually do that, you could do that here. You could also click here. Maybe if they're like, hey, I am interested in that. Could we schedule a phone call instead of just sending the booking link? You could actually create your appointment here so that they don't have to. And then you could say, yeah, I just created an appointment for you, right? So basically, that is the gist of the workflows. I hope you guys are as excited about this as I am. I know personally, it's a little overwhelming because there's so much. But at the same time, if you are in this industry, you can see the potential. You can see where all of this is going. And you can also see how incredible it is to be able to apply these tools and strategies to our own businesses and offer this as a solution to our clients, because I'm super excited to be able to offer this as a solution to you guys. So I know that if you're looking at this, you're like, oh my gosh, I could actually provide that for my clients too. That's absolutely amazing. But like I said, if you don't want to have clients, you can still use this for your business. I'm using this for my business. I recommend this to everyone. This is why we're using it, right? So I'm super, super excited. I hope you guys are excited too. Okay, so one last thing I just wanted to tell you, if you're not a member yet, definitely sign up before December 1st when the price goes up. If you just want to use the tools to promote your business, that's awesome. It's just $47. If you want to create your own HighLevel account, you can click here. You'll still get a free membership inside of Team Vision as an affiliate of mine. So definitely not going to abandon you. And you'll also get some additional resources. Like I have a website template that you can use and all kinds of other things. So here's the thing. If you're like, Bridget, I watched that video. I don't know what to do. I'm so confused. Or you're like, hey, I just have a few questions. I want to make sure that it's going to work great for my business. Just go here and you can book a demo. Okay. So I'll just take 15 minutes with you, answer any questions that you have. It doesn't have to be a big deal. I can show you anything on the platform. So definitely if you're on the fence and you're like, oh, I don't really know, just book a 15-minute demo. I'll answer the questions for you, and then you can decide what's going to work best for you and your business. Okay. So I don't see any questions on the YouTube. So that is all that I had for you guys today. Thank you so, so much for joining me. And don't forget, tomorrow is the Q&A session. So if you want to go to Team Vision and you go to the Friday Q&A, here's where you want to click to grab your Zoom link to join us in the Q&A. And I will see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye.